had my breakfast here at the Moonshine Resort, and I'm heading further down the coast. I was going to do it in one hit and go straight to Donsac, but still a little bit tired, so I'm going to drive about 2 hours to a little place called Lamae, and I'll stay the night there. Then the next day I'll only have to drive about 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to get to Donsac. So it'll break the journey up nicely rather than having to go on one big long 5-hour drive. Now if you're thinking of taking a motorbike journey yourself, and you're thinking of having a little bit of a drive through Thailand or to certain places in Thailand, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown on my motorbike, what I have for doing these type of journeys throughout Thailand. That's my motorbike there. There's one YouTuber called Paddy Doyle, very good YouTuber, I recommend him to you. He does a lot of trips around Thailand, and he's very good. I wish I was as good as him. And he has a motorbike. Oh, it's really tiny. It's I think it's a Honda Dream, and he calls his motorbike Dreamy. And his motorbike, it looks a lot smaller and a lot older than mine, but it's got him from all around Thailand. He did videos of going to every province in Thailand. So here she is. This is my motorbike. I call her Trusty, as in Trusty Steed, because I've had this since I came to Thailand a few months after I got here. So I've had it 5 years, and it's never let me down yet. I've never had, on touch wood, I've never had a problem with it. Let's hope that we continue like this. It's just been a fantastic little workhorse. So that's why I call it Trusty, because I can trust it. So what I take with me when I go on trips, I have my helmet, of course. Make sure you do have a helmet. And what I did, I bought from like the 20 baht shop or Tesco Lotus, a set of headphones, and I just glued them into the inside of the helmet, with the lead then will attach to my phone, which is on here, linked to Google Maps, and I can hear everything the lady says, who gives me directions. Nice lady from California by the sound of her accent. I can hear everything, even when trucks are going past, or it's very loud road noises. I can hear everything by having the headphones connected. I keep my camera equipment in the back here, and this is a bag full of my clothes. And what I do here, I put it on the back and I hook this strap around me, just sort of over my shoulders, under my arm, and it sits there perfectly. It's never moved. It's well balanced, and I just then, because that's there and this is here, I can use this as a bit of a backrest. I mean, if you're doing a long journey, 5-6 hour drive, your back does play up a little bit sitting in one position, so I can lean back on that a little bit. Then I put my bag with my important things, passport, etc., my laptop down there, and then I try to keep this under the seat free for food, drinks, and my raincoat. I also have my telephone attachment here, which can go either way. It swivels, and I can put Google Maps there, and that's a fantastic little gadget, because you can't go anywhere in Thailand without Google Maps, really, or I can't. Then I have here for attachment for my camera, so that I can take videos of when I'm driving, and then turn it around and I can see myself when I'm driving. I also have an attachment on top of the helmet for my camera, but if you're not taking the camera, obviously you won't need that. But this is fantastic, because if you want to take some filming while you're driving, you can use your phone camera and take videos of the road you're driving along. So basically that's it. It's a very good little way of getting around, but having said that, it can be quite dangerous. Be aware, if you're not a qualified driver, if you haven't got a lot of experience, okay, drive around the little towns, you know, the tourist towns, rent a bike for a day and just be very careful. But don't venture on a big trip if you're not confident. It's not worth it. Transport here is quite cheap. You can get from A to B without having to take a motorbike. But if you want to do some filming and you want to get around and you're experienced, it's a great way to see Thailand. So we'll head off now. 2 hours to Lamae, and it's going to be, today will be more or less a travel day, unless I see something on the way that looks very interesting, but I don't think I will, because this route takes you down the main highway. There's no scenic route to get from here to Lamae, so this is just going to be highway driving all the way. But if I see anything, I'll stop, but if not, I'll see you at the other end in Lamae in about 2 hours. So I'm just about to set off, but I just forgot one thing I should reiterate. I did mention the helmet, but make sure you wear a helmet if you're going to be driving anywhere in Thailand, even if it's only a short distance. I've had a girlfriend who wouldn't put a helmet on because we were only going down the shops, and said, oh no, we're only going short distance. But accidents can happen anywhere, at any time. So make sure you wear a helmet. Unfortunately, a lot of Farang come here, a lot of people from Western countries come here, and they see that Thai people aren't wearing helmets. So they think, oh, I can do the same. But it's not worth the risk. You wouldn't do it in your own country, so why do it in Thailand? You know, I see all the time in newspapers about people who've come from overseas and have been involved in road accidents, and they haven't been wearing a helmet, and they pay the consequence. So if you're going to come here, make sure you wear a helmet. It's the law, even though it's not policed. And the problem with Thai people, because the police don't enforce the law, they won't wear their helmets. They wear an amulet around their neck, a Buddhist symbol, and they think that will protect them, so they don't bother wearing a helmet. I mean, fair play to them, that's their religion and that's what they believe in, but that's why there's 20,000 people killed on the roads every year here in Thailand, because a lot of them aren't wearing helmets, and they're all wearing amulets, and they're all wearing masks. They're driving along with no helmets, but they've got a mask. They're more scared of COVID than falling off a motorbike at 80 kilometers an hour. Coming up now to the main road. This road leads all the way from Bangkok right the way down to Malaysia. Very busy, so not much to film on this route. Just gonna head let's get around this guy. So I'm just gonna head for about 1 hour and 7 minutes along here to Lamae and the hotel. If I see anything of interest, I will stop, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't think I'll see much on this road. That's one good thing about the roads in Thailand, and they are, most of them, especially the highways, they are very good. The one good thing I like is that they have motorbike lanes on most of the busy roads, the main highways, and lots of smaller roads also. They have this dedicated lane. Because there's so many motorbike drivers in Thailand, they do dedicate a part of the road for them. So it does make it a little bit safer. So it's a bit of a boring old drive that, between Chumphon beach area down here. We're still in the province of Chumphon,
but not too far to the border of the province of Sairee, which we'll be heading to tomorrow. I don't know how I got by before driving over the years without Google Maps. It really is a fantastic tool if you're travelling through different countries. It does go wrong sometimes. I've been sent in fact, only a few days ago I typed in Chumphon beach and I ended up in the middle of nowhere surrounded by trees. So yes, it can go wrong, but you know, 99.9% of the time it's fantastic. I remember years ago when I had young children back in the mid-90s. I was working on a ferry across from Southampton in south of England across to Cherbourg in France, and they would let me take my car for free and my family for free. It was one of the perks of the jobs. So we drove down from Middlesbrough to a 2-week tour of France, Monaco, Spain and Italy, and oh, it was horrendous. My wife had to use a map book and she's not very good at reading maps. I'm not either, maps not quite the same, and yeah, we were forever going wrong, taking wrong turns and having to turn back and do U-turns, and it was hard anyway because I was driving in a right-hand drive car, and obviously driving through Europe is left-hand. When I lived in the USA, I lived there for a while, I had a car and it had a built-in sat-nav, and you could put all different voices, different you know, accents, and one of them was Donald Duck. And why you would want Donald Duck, or why would you trust Donald Duck to give you directions throughout the USA? But yeah, that's the USA for you. They do some very weird things. So I've stayed in this hotel before. A couple of months ago I went to Phuket, drove down to Phuket in a car that time, and more or less came the same route, and this is where I decided to stop off for one night. And once I find somewhere that's good, I tend to go back there. Many times I've booked hotels online, booking.com or Agoda or whatever, and you get there and they're nothing like the photos. You know, the photos were taken 20 years ago perhaps, and when it was just built, and more so now with COVID, because you know, a lot of hotels, they're trying to stay open but they don't do maintenance, so they don't paint anything, they don't clean anything, they're trying to cut costs, and obviously sometimes the rooms are not as good as they used to be. So that's why I stay in hotels that if I'm coming down this way, I'll probably stay in this hotel because it's I know it's good. I've paid 750 baht for this for the night, and that's including breakfast. And you get the breakfast there from the coffee shop. They have a little coffee shop, and it really is a nice resort. Little chairs there for sitting in the shade, and directly on the beach, as its own beach, private beach, and leads down to the beautiful Gulf of Thailand. Just over that way is the restaurant. I went there last time. Food was okay. As usual down here, the menus are in Thai, because the majority of people who come and stay here are Thai, unless they're people like me who are you know, doing a bit of a tour and need to break their journey. So look at this. I got this all to myself. It's a beautiful beach. The hotel also has a swimming pool. As you can see there, it's called the Lamae Beach Resort. Not to be confused with the Lamae Beach in Koh Samui, which is L-A-M-A-I. So be careful if you're typing it into Google Maps. You might end up in Koh Samui if you type it wrong. This one is in Chumphon. Here's the swimming pool. Massive car park. I suppose 2 years ago before COVID, perhaps it would be full, but there's not many people staying here. I've only seen a couple of people with a little baby. The pool's, it's now 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's no one here. Get your towels there, I think. Yeah, and that's the restaurant there. Hopefully it's still open. I'll go there for dinner tonight. If not, I'll have to end up going town, which is about 10 minutes that way. There's nothing else around here really, there's no other restaurants. But yeah, look at this, beautiful swimming pool. Lovely beach, private beach. And I've got this for 750 baht a night. So I'll show you the room. We've got rooms that overlook the beach. Unfortunately, mine's not one of them. Probably because I only paid the 750 baht. If you pay a little bit more, you can get a sea view. But I can get a sea view just by walking down there and sitting on the beach. I don't need to pay extra for the hotel for it. So I'll show you my room. I've already put my bags in here. Turned the air conditioner on, thank God. So hot there today, very, very hot. So, it's very nice, very clean, and that's what I like about it. Everything's so clean and tidy, and got a nice big fridge, 2 bottles of water you get every day, and yeah, a nice bed, TV, air conditioned, and a little balcony. Yeah. So I'm gonna get changed. It's been a long, hot drive on that highway, and I don't like driving on highways. Just dust and exhaust fumes. It's great to get back to nature. So I'm gonna get changed and gonna go for a swim, I think, at the beach. It looked like the tide was out, so maybe I'll go to the pool. This is the coffee shop. This is where I go for breakfast tomorrow morning. Gonna go and get a Chang beer. I know last time I was here, I know they sell Chang as well as coffee. So they didn't have any Chang, so I got myself a single beer. 40 baht for the beer. Gonna find a nice little seat here. So I'm just gonna sit here in the shade because I was driving in the hot sun all day, all morning this morning. I was going to go for a swim, that was the idea, but every time I've come to a beach lately, the tide's been out, and it's so, there's nothing, you've got to walk out right out there to probably 100 metres to find any water that's come up to your knees. So at least they got a swimming pool over there, so that's all right. I'll go and sit around the swimming pool, I think, and have a swim there. It's a shame because beautiful view. Would love to sit here and just sip on my Singer beer. Never mind. I shouldn't complain. You know, doing this for in your retirement, there's not much to complain about, just because the sea's a little bit shallow and the tide's out. But what they say, a lot worse things happen at sea, and I know that because I worked at sea, and a lot of things, bad things do happen out at sea, that's for sure. So I've got my Chang beer. I'm gonna have this beer and have a bit of a swim. I'm just gonna relax here around the pool today. Hopefully the restaurant behind me here will be open for dinner. I don't know, maybe not, because there's no one staying here. If not, I'll have to drive down to the village and get something down there. They have a good little market there where you can buy you know, takeaway food. So I'll go down there if the restaurant's closed. It must be heartbreaking for anyone who's in the tourism business, not just here in Thailand but in lots of tourist related countries around the world, to open up something like this. You know, this is not a new place. It's probably been here for 20 years at least, I would think, and they've probably made good money for the 18 of them 20 years, but for the last 2 years they'll have made nothing. There's just no one staying here. There's no one on the beach, there's no one in the swimming pool, there's no one in the restaurant, there's no one in the coffee shop. That's all I've seen is staff. So it's costing them a lot of money to stay open. They're doing it tough, but they're trying their best to keep going. And I would think now, with what would have been the busy season is now over, even if COVID disappeared overnight, you're not going to get tourists coming back here in any big numbers till at least next November, when the high season would be due to start. So it's very bad. I'm lucky, and I feel so sorry for these people here in Thailand. I'm lucky. I get a pension every month, rain or shine. It arrives in my bank account. Unfortunately, that's not the same with people here in Thailand. There's no social security system. There's a small social security system if you've paid into it, but most people don't. I think it's more for the rich people rather than your average Thai person who won't get any benefits when they retire. So, you know, they're doing it very, very tough, and it's so sad to see. But don't let the lack of tourism put you off. If you're coming here and you want a holiday that's full of excitement and things to do and places to go, like it used to be in Thailand 2 years ago, then you probably would be a little bit disappointed. But if you want to come here and just relax, and a lot of people do, especially people my age, you know, they're not after all this excitement. They just want to sit on a beach, have some quiet drinks, some nice food, and you know, look at some different places. This is like Thailand was, you know, 50 years ago now, before tourism exploded here and everything changed. So in a way, for depending on what you're looking for in a holiday, this now is fantastic for people who aren't interested in the nightlife and not interested in you know, all the theme parks or things that, you know, elephant shows or monkey shows, because most of them have closed down. There's just not enough people. Thai people don't want to see that. It's only for foreign visitors, and so they've closed down. But if you're not interested in that sort of thing, if you just think, oh, you know, I want to get away, I need to relax, I need to unwind, you know, I'm stressed, you couldn't come to a better place than here now. not just because it's stress-free and there's hardly any people, but because of the cost. You know, you're only paying a fraction of the price of what you would have paid if you come here pre-COVID days. You know, I'm paying, you know, it was like 600 baht, whatever. I can't remember how much I'm paying this when I'm staying in that many hotels, but I think it's 690 baht a night or something like that, or it could be 700 baht. But we're talking a few dollars. If I was in Australia, I'd be paying at least for a similar hotel $150. So it's a fraction of the price. And then when you go out for food, it's the same thing. You know, I can drink this for 40 baht. If I went in Australia somewhere, it'd be, you know, sort of probably $6. The beaches are empty, the hotels are empty, so that means they're cheap. The shopping centres are empty, so you're not having to queue up every time you go out shopping. No problem getting a taxi or tuk-tuk because there's no one waiting for them. So everything is easier. I suppose that's the way to put it. It's a lot easier living here now, or coming here on holiday now, than it would have been 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you know, 20 million plus people came here for holidays to Thailand, and you know, that suddenly everything is so busy and so hectic. But now it's like going back to Thailand before they had tourism. Tomorrow is the final leg of the journey. I'm gonna head to Don Sac Pier, probably after breakfast. I get breakfast here, it's included, so I'll have my breakfast maybe about 9 o'clock, head down to Don Sac, then get the ferry tomorrow from Don Sac to Samui, and this time tomorrow hopefully I should be in Koh Samui. So if you haven't already done so, please push the subscribe button, it'll help me a lot, thank you very much. And push the thumbs up button, and if you know of anyone who might like to watch my videos, push the link button and forward that to them. If you're thinking of retiring or living in Thailand, please take a look at my book, The Retiring Thailand Handbook, the first 6 months. You find it on Amazon. It's crammed full of information to help you tiptoe over the logistics of making Thailand your home in retirement. Thanks a lot for watching my video. So until next time, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.